Hey wine family, it's Wine Down Wednesday and we are here to talk all things wine. So last week I sent out a story or request and I asked you all to tell me what were your recommendations or favorite white wines that you are enjoying in the wintertime. And I got some really great responses. Thank you so much for those responses. I received a lot of great recommendations. I received a ton of options for Viognier, which I appreciate. I don't drink Viognier a ton, but when I do, I typically reach for a vineyard in France called the Trian. They have a really beautiful Viognier that has a lot of orange blossom expression on it that I really thought was really unique and interesting. But I got some great vineyard recommendations that I'm going to have to try and put in my rotation. One recommendation that I got from what KT drinks, is a recommendation from the Chateauneuf du Pape White Rhone Valley varietals. Really interesting stuff. So thank you to Katie for those recommendations. I absolutely are going to try them. And I think that you should too. So what I'm going to do probably is get those wines and do a review. And I don't know, maybe Katie and I can do it live and we're enjoying them and doing some tasting notes. So we'll see. No promises, but I'm just going to put it out there because I love Rhone Valley. I absolutely love Rhone Valley. However, I'm not really well versed with the white Chateauneuf du Papes. Very much so with the reds, but not the whites. So we'll check back later for that. But again, I asked this question because I typically reach for red wine all the time. It's my go-to. It's a lot of people's go-to. Red wines age the best. They have a lot of complexities, a lot of bite, a lot of layers, just a lot of history, a lot of everything, right? But I'm a wine guy. I like white wine. I like rosé. I like champagne. I like bubbles. I like everything. And the reason I want to give a little bit more attention to white wine is because for a very interesting reason, actually. I live in the Midwest, and right now in Chicago, it gets dark around 4:30 p.m. It's really, really sad. And before 4:30, it's a crapshoot if we have any sunlight or not. So sometimes in the winter, you get a little bit of the winter blues. It's not as bright. You drag a little bit. Let's face it, we're in a pandemic, so that's already a drag. You're rolling out of bed, you're starting your day. You don't have to rush out to catch your train or get to work on time because you're working in your living room, right? So it's a little bit of a drag. And so coffee isn't always the best option to give me a pick-me-up, especially if it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. For me, caffeine affects me to the point where if I'm drinking coffee, I can't go to sleep past a certain time of day. But wine, I can get with wine throughout the day. Don't judge me. Don't care if you do. But I can get with wine throughout the day. Red wine relaxes me. Red wine keeps me calm. Red wine just puts me in a mood to chill and max out and relax. And sometimes I can't really be relaxed at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I reach for white wine for that. But I typically reach for white wine in the summertime because that's what all the wine professionals tell you to do, right? It's a rooftop summertime in Chicago. Get you some white wine, get you some bubbles, get you this, get you that. So I asked specifically about wintertime because I need to pick me up. And I have a really cool one to talk to you about today. I don't know if you saw my story yesterday, but I challenged/gave you a tip for my Wine Tip Tuesday regarding going off the beaten path in regards to expanding your palate. A lot of us reach for our classics, especially where white wine's concerned. We reach for Chardonnay. Well, some of us do. Some people are just so boxing. They had one Chardonnay, they hated it, they say all Chard is bad. Please send me a direct message so I can direct you to some amazing Chards because that is the queen grape for a reason. And you just need to find the right region for where to get your Chard. But yeah, we reach for the Riesling, we reach for Sauvignon Blanc, maybe some Chenin Blanc from South Africa, which I need to get a little bit more well versed in because I've had some great ones, but not enough. Anyway, I challenge you guys to really get out of your comfort zone and find something a little different. And I did that for a reason because I wanted to talk about my choice for winter white wine. And it is out of Austria. So before I get into this wine, let me give you a little bit of history because let's just face it, wine is all about art and history. You might like wine just because you get a buzz or like the taste, and that's fine. You're in that category, but I'm in multiple categories. I like the taste of wine. I like how wine makes me feel, but I'm in love with the art of wine, of how it's made, and the history of excuse me, the history of wine, of where it's grown and who's growing it and all that cool stuff. And Austria is a leader in the wine category for dry wines, for dry acidic wines, for mouth-watering wines, crispy wines. This region is killing the game when it comes to that category of wine. It's by Germany, so a lot of people think that it's the leading grape that Austria is making is Riesling, but that's not the case. So that brings me to this wine that I have here. The leading grape, and this particular wine is called Gruner Veltliner from the vineyard, or it's named Getrunk, which is German for get drunk. I think it's Austria for get drunk. Anyway, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong later, but this wine is really, really cool, guys. Again, Gruner Veltliner is something a little bit different. So it's very acidic, like to the point where you are really going to feel that zip, and I'm going to do a tasting with you just so I can just kind of give you some notes on what I'm getting right now. But I know it's acidic because of where it's grown. And one thing I can tell you about this wine region is that it's historical for growing various different types of dry wine. So you can have something that's extra, extra dry, it's like, where is the damn sugar? Or you can have something that's very racy and very crisp and very, very aromatic and all these great things, right? And so we are not without that today. So again, this is a value wine. So let's get into it. First of all, it's pronounced aromas on it. So I don't have to stick my nose in to appreciate everything that's going on in the glass, right? In the bowl of the glass, I swirl. I'm already getting hints of lemon zest and grapefruit. And again, it's here. I don't have to go all the way in here. You can, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying, sometimes it doesn't take all that. I mean, even white peaches on the nose, it's bright, which I love, again, because I need to pick me up sometimes in winter. So let's get into it. Very tart, as I predicted. Right here. Anybody that watched Martin, when he goes, he probably is drinking a white wine from an acidic, cold climate in the world. Or, he's just doing something to have fun. But yeah, this wine is really beautiful. It's aromatic. Again, lemon. Lemon and lime. It reminds me of a Sprite. I don't know if that's why the design of the bottle is the same color as a Sprite, but it reminds me of a non-carbonated, sugar-free Sprite. Zesty, crispy, beautiful. Goes very well with, I'm not going to go there because I want you to tune in Friday when we're going to do some food and wine pairings. And let's face it, that is the best marriage out there. And we're going to really, really dive into this wine on Friday. So stay tuned for that. But let's just dig into the wine only. Again, you go to a white wine when you need a bit of a pick-me-up. Again, a lot of wine experts tell you when you're supposed to drink certain wines. You do whatever you want to do. That's what I love about the wine industry. You can buy books and go to seminars and listen to my channel. We're going to give you our recommendations. But if you like a white wine year-round, if you like a red wine year-round, if you're drinking red wine, it's 102 degrees out in Arizona, that's on you. You know what I mean? If that makes you feel good, I don't see how. But if you like it, do it. I wanted to explore something different because red wine in the wintertime is an easy layup, but what about some white wines that's going to brighten my day a little bit better? And this is one of the ones that you should really take into consideration. So those are the pros. One of the cons that I noticed on this, there's not a long finish on it. And so that makes sense because the price of the wine should be a range around $15 or less. So for the taste and all the character that's in this wine, that is a huge value. But if you want something with a little bit of a longer finish, and what I mean by finish is it stays on your palate a little longer. You enjoy those characteristics. You enjoy that acidity. You enjoy that tingle on your tongue a lot longer. And when you're doing food and wine pairings, that's really cool because even if you take your first sip and then you start eating, you're really enjoying a lot of that acidity and complexity and all those great styles and character of the wine. So really make sure that you are, the music got a little loud, didn't it? It's okay. Really make sure that you are shopping in the right value bracket. So what I mean by that is, if you're spending less than $15, don't expect a long finish. But if you are spending $20 to $30 on white wine, yeah, that wine should really linger, because that's a sign of quality. So that's really the only con with this. Again, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. So I would really, really look at this as something to put in your rotation for wintertime, to just give you a little bit of a pick-me-up. So if you're interested in this wine, just send me a direct message here, or you can go to my website at www.cuvee.concierge. Get on my mailing list. I'm going to be doing a lot of recommendations for wine pairings and really telling you where to get certain styles of wine. So I hope that you enjoyed this time together that we had today. I certainly did, and I'm going to continue to enjoy my pick-me-up here. So again, this is Gruner Veltliner. It is the leader in Austria for dry white wine. It's racy, it's crisp, and it's delicious. If you have any more recommendations for white wine, or if you want more information about this, again, just reach out to me. I love talking to you guys. Till next time, guys. Cheers.